This trip, I'm in Sipsey Wilderness in northern Alabama for a 3-night, 4-day backpacking trip. Bryan K. Miller is with me on this trip. I did the Azalea Trail in Louisiana with Bryan. He invited me to do that trip with him. We started this trip at the Sipsey Creek Recreation Area trailhead. I've never been to Sipsey Wilderness before. From what I've read and from the pictures I've seen, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful trip. A lot of creeks, rock formations, rock houses, and waterfalls. We're doing about a 30-mile loop. It's a 3-night, 4-day trip, and already we're seeing lots of wildflowers, spring beauties, trout lilies, sweet betsies. So I believe it's going to be just an absolutely fantastic trip. All right, sometimes you get lucky. We were hoping to find a campsite just past the junction of Trail 209 and 202, and we found this campsite not 100 feet past the junction. So right on Sipsey Fork, there's a nice little spring close by for good clean water. And I think it's going to be a nice little campsite. Day 2, and we're continuing along Sipsey Fork on Trail 209, which is the trail we started on yesterday. It's another beautiful day. The high is supposed to be in the mid-60s today. Not a cloud in the sky. The low this morning was about 34. Yesterday we saw 2 day hikers near the trailhead, and then this morning 3 backpackers came by our campsite. But we've got, I think, maybe 8.5 or so miles today. Kind of depends on where we camp tonight, but looks like it's going to be another great day. And this place is really pretty, and so far reminds me of Big South Fork National River and Recreation Area. Bryan's trying to avoid the muddy, wet creek crossing that I just did. And it looks like he's successful at it. All right, we're wrapping up day 2, and we found a really nice campsite along White Oak Creek. This has been a really nice day. The scenery was just fantastic, and we got to taking pictures and videos, just kind of screwing around and talking, and didn't quite make the miles that we thought we were going to make. We probably did about 2.5 miles less than what we thought we would. But the gorge through Sipsey Fork was absolutely beautiful. A lot of rock formations, and it's been just an absolutely beautiful day in the mid-60s and crystal clear blue skies all day. day 3, and we're continuing along Sipsey Fork on Trail 206, and we're maybe a half a mile or less from the Thompson Trailhead, where we're going to connect with Trail 208. We were going to take 208 to Trail 223, then Trail 210 down to Trail 207, but we've changed our plans after talking to a few people. We've decided we're going to stay on Trail 208 all the way over to 207. Apparently Trail 208 is a pretty nice trail from what we were told, and probably reduce the overall mileage by about 5 miles. Hopefully we'll camp somewhere tonight along 207 just after we connect with it from 208. Probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 miles today. I want to apologize for not shooting any videos at camp last night. We had the strangest issue that came up right before I shot the little narration video last night. These 3 day hikers came up and asked how far it was to the trailhead, and we told them it was about a half a mile, and they started hiking. So I went down to the creek to get some water, and there was a sign at the creek that said Trail 206, and I thought, that's strange, why is that sign here? Looked across the creek, and the trail crossed the creek, and I realized that those guys went the wrong way. They went on a manway over to the big tree that we were told about, and the manway was heavily used, so it looked like, you know, pretty, looked like a official trail. So I grabbed a bottle of water and took off running to catch them. It took me about 3/4 of a mile before they could hear me yelling. I had to do about a 300-foot climb up to the ridge. They finally came back. It was a father and 2 teenage boys. They hadn't had any water or food since 12 o'clock. It was about 6:30. So I gave them the water I had, got them into camp. One guy was kind of bonking. One of the young teenage boys was bonking. His blood sugar level must have been really low. So we gave him some food. I filtered 2 liters of water, and the 3 of them drank the entire 2 liters. And I guess they left our camp maybe 7:20, 7:30, something like that. So they would have gotten back to the trailhead right at dark, or maybe a little after dark. But anyway, crazy things happen. And again, it is just another beautiful cloudless day. And I'm hoping this section of Sipsey Wilderness is as beautiful as yesterday. We're wrapping up day 3, and we just a little bit ago left trail 208, and we're now on trail 207, and we're looking for a place to camp. Today's been a really interesting day. We didn't see anyone. Yesterday we saw a group of 3 backpackers, 2 groups of 4 backpackers, and a solo backpacker, and then the 3 day hikers that we kind of rescued yesterday. But we were on the ridge line for a while, had, I don't know, a 500-foot climb from the other trailhead up to the top of the ridge, and then we dropped down to the drainage where the spring was at. And since then we've had, I don't know, 4 or 5 little good rollers to go over 100 feet, maybe 200 feet or something like that, which kind of surprised us. We thought we'd be more in the drainage. But anyway, it's been another beautiful day. Temperature in the upper 60s, partly cloudy, and just really, really enjoyable. Day 4, and we're continuing on trail 207 to the Borden Creek trailhead, then connect to trail 200, and then when we get back to Sipsey Fork, we are once again back on 209 for 7 or 8/10 of a mile back to the Sipsey River trailhead. Today's right at 7 miles. After looking at the map more closely last night, I think we did about 8.5 miles yesterday. Our campsite last night was really pretty, just below these rock outcroppings, large cliffs, kind of a box canyon with 2 branches, and there was a spring right there, so the water source was excellent. But it was a small campsite. We kind of had to squeeze to find 2 places to sleep. One of the best arrangements I've ever camped at, but it wasn't the worst. So, and this morning was the coldest morning so far. The low temperature was 32. But man, today is just another beautiful cloudless day, and it's already in the low 60s. So I think this may be the warmest day so far. Lesson: don't be talking and not paying attention. We walked right across those logs, followed an old manway for about 1/4 mile, realized something's wrong. Bryan goes, we're walking upstream. Pulled out the map and realized we had missed a creek crossing, and it cost us a total of about 1/2 mile, maybe 15 minutes. To be a little more clear, we've been coming down Brazil Creek, And this is Borden Creek, and it joins, the confluence is right up there. So what we realized is we were walking up Borden Creek, and Bryan goes, man, we're walking upstream. So we knew immediately something is wrong. This is the crossing of Borden Creek, and there's the trail on the other side. Where in the hell's the sign on the other side of the creek? Well, I'm assuming this is the Fat Man Squeeze that we were told about. That was truly a Fat Man Squeeze. We had to take our packs off, kind of hold them up and go through it sideways. It was muddy, dark, just crazy. If you were a really big person, there is no way you would have made it through that. We're almost back to the trailhead, and this has been a really great trip in Sipsey Wilderness. The area is really fantastic. Lots of rock cliffs, rock houses, waterfalls, several large creeks, a lot of nice branches and springs, and surprisingly some large, healthy hemlock trees. The hiking was really easy. Only one day we had a little bit of a climb and then some rollers to go over. Only 2 creek crossings. Didn't see too many people. Overall, it's just an absolutely fantastic trip.
Yeah, if we had been hiking with David Gray, we wouldn't have gotten lost either.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but had we been with Syntex, we certainly wouldn't have gotten lost. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.